There are a lot of cozy game releases, and I don't know about you, but I don't have enough time or money to play them all at release. Well, I thought this video would be a good way to kind of look back at the top rated cozy games from last year that we may have missed. But first, hi, I'm Ellie, and this is the Cozy Gaming Club, where today I am shocked by how many of these incredible cozy games I haven't played. I will be fixing that, and hopefully with this video, you can too. First up is a game I have actually played though, and that is Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. This was my first Story of Seasons game, and with a 95% review score from over 1,000 reviews, there's a lot to love about Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. In a step away from traditional farming, this Story of Seasons game lets you sell your produce at a weekly bazaar at slightly higher prices. This adds an extra component to the game as you save up your goods each week, and there's a unique plotline around expanding and upgrading the bazaar to help restore it to its former glory. With full voice acting, a focus on community, same-gender romance, character customization, and more of the plot than just farming, Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar is a refreshing take on the farming sim genre. And if you're interested in the gameplay, you can check out my video here. The next game is 2 Point Museum, and if you've never played a 2-point game, these are the epitome of the management genre. And 2 Point Museum compiles their decade of experience from 2 Point Hotel and 2 Point Campus to create potentially their best game yet. 2 Point Museum also sits at a 95% positive rating, but has over 4,000 reviews, with lots of love for the fun gameplay where you need to seek out artifacts and then decorate your museum. The artifacts themselves are funny and unique, and the gameplay is approachable even for players who are new to the genre. Plus, they've already added some great DLCs to the game, including a zoo expansion and a Dungeons & Dragons themed expansion. While I tried this one, I did not play enough to really form an opinion, but this is making me want to go back and give it some more attention. Our last 95% rated game is Town, a new farming sim with a twist because it's set in a post-apocalyptic world. From the get-go, this game is doing things differently, with side-scrolling gameplay, environmental challenges like acid rain that can affect your farming, and lots of crafting elements to help you combat that. Speaking of combat, this game does also have combat during exploration, but rather than fighting yourself, you use a helpful drone to battle for you, and you can even put it in auto mode to make the combat more manageable. While it's still in early access, Town has earned itself a 95% positive rating with over 1,500 reviews. And it is doing something a bit different if you want a farming game that's a bit more unique. Moving on to games with a 96% rating, the first of which is perfect for fans of Assemble with Care and Trash Goblin. Undusted Letters from the Past is a relaxing cleaning game with a heartfelt story to uncover. Play as Adora, who returns home after a mother's passing to sort through the items that she's left behind. As you clean and restore the abandoned items, you'll recall the painful memories associated with each object, and discover the true story behind the divide between Adora and her mother. The cleaning gameplay was definitely one of the biggest selling points of this one for me. I especially loved the ASMR sound effects as you scrubbed each item, and the secret nooks and crannies hidden within each object. But the emotional story was a major bonus too. If you're interested in this one, I do have a gameplay video up on my channel. Fans of Unpacking and A Little to the Left will probably enjoy this next game, where you tidy up after your messy cat and organise your cluttered home. There are 20 levels to play through in total across a variety of locations, with significantly more freedom than Unpacking on where you can place each item. There's also a cute storyline to follow along with too, and collectibles to uncover in each level. However, I do need to issue an AI disclosure for this one, as Organised Inside does use AI for background music and localization. Personally, I try to avoid covering games that use generative AI, but I'm never sure what to do when they come up in a list video like this. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Let's stick with games like Unpacking because this next game is very similar with a slightly darker undercurrent. Work as a home service worker to help the residents of Whispertown with moving, organising, and decorating their homes. It starts very innocently, with you cleaning up houses, unpacking boxes, and decorating in return for money that you can use to buy furniture for your own home. But as you play through the game, you'll uncover some sinister secrets in the homes you're decorating, and may even discover some ghosts and glitches in the world around you. Members can check out a gameplay video for Whisper at the House up on my channel, but with a 96% positive rating and over 1,600 reviews, this one looks set to impress. I'm sure no one is surprised to see Strange Antiquities appear on this list. After all, this is the sequel to Strange Horticulture and builds on everything that was great about that game. Open an antique store dealing with occult artifacts rather than poisonous plants in the sequel A Strange Horticulture. As with the first game, in Strange Antiquities you'll catalogue items using your collection of tomes to correctly identify each one. Once everything is hopefully correctly labelled, you'll be able to help or hinder the townsfolk with their unusual issues. If you loved the first game, this is more of the same with improved UI and a little more difficulty, but it's perfect for those who love a little puzzle and darkness in their cozy games. Our next game is particularly impressive because it was in early access, which typically results in a lower review score. But with over 800 reviews, Snacko is sitting at a 97% overwhelmingly positive rating. After ending up on an abandoned island, you and your best friend decide to start a new life here, and turn it into the home of your dreams, which just so happens to be full of cats. It's a real fixer-upper with you needing to restore the rundown town, invite shopkeepers and villagers to come stay, and build homes for everyone. The real selling point is that you can build and decorate wherever you want, and the build mode is really fluid to let you really design your own town. The devs of Snacko have taken a lot of the best parts of games like Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing to create a fun hybrid with lots of quality of life improvements. And this next town is also full of cats. Cato's Post Office is a short but sweet mail delivery game that can be completed in about an hour. But don't let that stop you playing, because Cato's Post Office is packed full of adorable interactions, both with the other cats and with objects around the map. Get to work completing your daily task of delivering mail all around town, but it's also your birthday and everyone seems to have forgotten. There's no stress or pressure to be found here, it's just a cute and cozy adventure that's sitting at a 97% positive rating with nearly 1,000 reviews. One of my most anticipated games of 2025 was Tiny Bookshop, and I am so glad to see it make this list because it really did deliver on everything it promised. Tiny Bookshop is a relaxing management sim where you open up a mobile bookshop by the sea. Travel around town and set up your little cart filled to the brim with books of all genres and quaint decor. Where you go each day, which items you bring, and the way you interact with the people around you all shape the course of the town's stories, and your own. Honestly, one of the best, or worst, parts of this game was how many new books I discovered through playing. Almost every time I recommended a new book to my customers, I was adding it to my own personal TBR list, and it actually helped me get back into reading again. The only downside is that because I was reading so much, I didn't have as much time to play the game, so consider this your official warning. Sometimes you just need a little company while you're working, and recently there has been a rise in productivity gaming tools like Spirit City Lo-Fi sessions. And if you're looking for a new one, then this game may appeal to you. In Ithia Magic Studies, you'll be accompanied by a wandering mage completing your magical studies. As they get busy with their own work, you can work alongside them, essentially body doubling with one another. There are lots of productivity tools built in, like a Pomodoro timer and a task list, as well as an amazing soundtrack created by indie composers. There's also a vast world to explore in-game, a room to decorate, and little elementals to collect to add a little magic to your studying. Next up is a unique puzzle game with an incredibly simple premise. All you need to do is find a seat for everyone. But some people are fussy, others want to sit with their friends, and some characters want to dance the night away. From wanting to sit alone to needing to sit by the window, each level brings with it a new setting and a new cast of picky characters to sit down. This game has such a unique concept, and I was surprised to find out there's also a bit of a story to uncover as well. As you play through each level, you'll find out more about the main character, and their quest to become a budding actor despite not fitting in amongst the other shapes. Is This Seat Taken is currently sitting at a 97% rating with over 4,000 reviews. Keep your thinking cap on for this next game, which is one of my favourite games from last year. In The Root Trees Are Dead, you play as a private detective who's been tasked with outlining the Root Tree family tree. The Root Trees are a rich family, and the current president of their namesake candy company has just died along with his wife and children. Now their money must be redistributed to the rest of the family, but who's actually a blood relative and deserving of the fortune? That's where you come in. Scour the 1990s internet, library books, and public newspaper archives to find out everything you can about the Root Trees and their extended family in this fantastic detective game. And the best thing is that when you finish, there's a whole second mystery to solve. I wish there were more games like this one because it's so unique, and while it does tackle darker themes, there's no blood, gore, or jump scares to worry about, just a tangled web of family relationships for you to unravel. Next up is one of only 2 games on this list that I have not heard of before, and I'm not sad about that because I love discovering new games. Teddy's Haven is a fantasy shopkeeping sim where you sell goods to both the adventurers and magical creatures who call this land home. There are over 400 items for you to stock in your shop, from potions to weapons and even plants and vegetables that you can grow in your garden. As you play through the game, you can level up your skills, letting you harvest more and craft faster so you can spend more time doing what you love. Despite being an early access game, Teddy's Haven has a 97% positive rating with over 1,500 reviews, and it's created by a solo developer, so if you haven't played this one yet, it may be worth checking out. Next up is another early access game that's currently sitting on a 98% positive rating with over 3,000 reviews. Town City is a gorgeous town builder that goes heavy on the decorating. Place rows of houses, plazas and parks and link them all together with winding alleyways to create a flourishing town. But there are also management elements to contend with as well, as in order to build more you'll need to meet the needs of your population. Only then will you be able to entice more residents to move in, bringing with them new trades and desires. This game looks gorgeous and is worth trying out for that alone, but the overwhelmingly positive rating lets you know that you're in for a great time. I'm glad to see that my favourite game from last year made this list, and that game is Grimshire. After fleeing your hometown in the middle of the night, you find yourself in a small town of Grimshire, where you quickly take on a new role as the farmer, ensuring the village has enough food to keep the root cellar stocked. But with a mix of herbivores and carnivores calling Grimshire home, you'll need a range of crops, fish and forageables to keep the townsfolk happy. Before long though, you'll have even more to deal with, as the very plague that caused you to flee darkens your doorway again. Everyone in Grimshire must work together to keep the town alive, but it's possible that not everyone will survive. Now, this is another early access game, but I'd highly recommend checking it out, and it's currently sitting at a 98% positive rating. If you're unsure about the gameplay or whether this game is for you, I do have an overview of the first season of Grimshire up on my channel. I love bite-sized puzzle games that you can pick up and play when you have a few spare minutes, and this is one of the best. Sweet Cross Home Sweet Home is a pick cross game where you buy a new home for your cute little mouse friend. Solve puzzles to unlock new furniture, decorations and accessories for your pet, and over time you'll be able to unlock new rooms and more to decorate. There are over 650 Nonogram puzzles for you to complete in this game, and despite having played over 12 hours, I am nowhere near finished. If you're looking for bang for your buck, Sweet Cross Home Sweet Home is definitely a great choice, and it's currently sitting at a 98% positive rating with 1,500 reviews. This is the other game that I've not heard of before, and it has a 99% positive rating. Ye Guild Clerk is a free-to-play narrative game where you play as a newly hired guild clerk in a world full of cute animal adventurers. You've just started your new job as a guild clerk, handing out quests, rewards and equipment to adventurers. But you only have 5 days to prove you're a good fit for the role, or you'll be fired. With over 40 individual endings to discover, Ye Guild Clerk has a lot packed into it, and each playthrough takes around 30 minutes to an hour. After the success of Duck Detective: The Secret Salami, I am delighted to see the sequel is just as well loved. Follow Eugene McQuacklin on his new case, which will take him to a haunted campsite to investigate a new crime. Get ready to interview suspects, inspect evidence, and deduct the truth as you investigate a ghostly mystery. While I haven't got around to playing this one, if it's anything like the first game, there is going to be incredible voice acting, witty dialogue, and a slightly difficult puzzle to complete. And we're finishing on a high note with Kabuto Park, which is created by one of the developers behind Minami Lane. In this adorable creature collector, you need to explore Kabuto Park and capture cute bugs that you can level up and use to challenge the other kids. Become the Summer Beetle Battles champion by catching and training the best bugs, and there's over 40 different species to discover, each with different stats and abilities to use in combat. This game looks utterly delightful, and just like Minami Lane, it's a short and sweet experience. But with a 99% positive rating and over 2,000 reviews, it is by far the best reviewed cozy game from last year. I hope you've discovered some new cozy games to play in this video. Let me know if any of them caught your eye down in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting a list of my cozy hidden gems from 2025 later this week. I hope to see you there. Bye!